Good morning. Welcome to AMX74. Tomorrow's a milestone. The 75th recording, 75th consecutive day of AM Excellence. What started out as the daily reading evolved into AM Excellence. And I appreciate you guys being here. And as always, I encourage comments and feedback. And though I may not be able to respond to them or address them during the live broadcast here, I will certainly hop onto Facebook at my earliest convenience. A lot of times it'll be right after the video, and dive into those conversations. And another reminder, if you haven't already, I would encourage you all to visit and join the Facebook group A Fighter's Mindset. So A Fighter's Mindset, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, is my podcast, A Fighter's Mindset, the Spaniard podcast. But I've also created a closed Facebook group for people who want to take the conversation further, people who honestly, who want to be part of this community that we're building, this community of like-minded people who are about fully, to be honest, without sounding cliche, who fully want to live life, who want to get the most out of themselves, who, could use a supportive environment to embrace the challenges and obstacles that we deal with, all of us deal with on a daily basis, because there is comfort in knowing that other people are going through the same stuff you're going through. So again, if you would like to join the Facebook group, A Fighter's Mindset, I encourage you all to check it out and join. So we are reading the book, The Energy Bus by John Gordon. And like I had said yesterday, this book is a little different. A lot of the books that I read are kind of, a little bit, they're nonfiction. This is a fiction-based book with some morals, some takeaways that we can learn from it. But it's kind of like a fun little read. I'm already a third of the way through it, so I'll be finishing up here in a couple days. But it's talking about this power, this energy, the power of positive energy, the power of positive thought. And from a personal, so I want you to start thinking in your life, when has your energy, when has your thought pushed you, one way or another way? In my life, I've been an athlete my whole life. The power of thought was the direct result that I never won a state title. The power of negative thought kept me from winning a state title. The power of negative thought for the first 4 years of my competitive college wrestling career kept me from achieving even close to my potential. My senior year in college, flipped the script. The power of positive thought elevated me to just about maximize my genetic potential in wrestling. And the power of that positive thought also helped me win a reality television show. And ultimately, the power of positive thought enabled me to get to the UFC. These were things that were within me my entire life, but it wasn't until that mindset shift that it all changed. So it's dealing with the power of positive thought. And I'm sure in your own lives you can relate to that. What did you talk yourself into? Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. What have you, and I would love to see comments here if you have a black and white example, what have you talked yourself into? Either favorably or unfavorably, because it all starts with that thought. So we're going to start here touching on that. So it says, Einstein taught that anything that is matter is energy. So all the physical stuff we see and even our own bodies are really made of energy. So it's an energetic universe. He then goes on to say that the idea of thought is energy. Everything is energy. It is found in our thoughts, the words we say, the music we listen to, and the people with whom we surround ourselves. So when I talk about surrounding yourself with the best, maybe that's what I'm referring to. This idea of the positive energy around you, the shows you watch. Assess yourself. Be a consultant for your own day here. Assess yourself. Who do you spend your time talking to? What are you watching? What are you listening to? What are you reading? You might be thinking, man, he says this all the time. That's because it's the truth. There's a saying, another saying that my friend taught me, that he told me, there's a saying out there that says, leaders are repeaters. Leaders are repeaters. You know why leaders are repeaters? Because the stuff they say, the stuff they do, the stuff they live works. Leaders are repeaters. It's not this success and happiness is not some far off abstract concept. It's boiling down to specific basics to follow. Your energy is your thoughts are the first form of energy. Our thoughts are powerful because they are loaded with energy. And then she talks about the vision exercise that we did the other day. There's an energy to thought. Listen here. Listen. Tune in. Zone in. There is an energy to thought. And when you identify what you desire and write down your vision, you begin the process of mobilizing the energy to create the life you want. I talk often of my course and my curriculum. One of the first week, the first module is creating a vision. Because if you don't know what your vision is, where the heck you're going to go, and there's another example in the chapter that I'll read later, but creating your vision is your foundation. Just like these videos is your foundation for the day, creating a vision is your foundation for your life. Not a day goes by, not a minute goes by that my vision of freedom, personal and financial freedom, the vision of affording my family with the privileges and experiences to fully live their lives, there's not a second or a day that I don't process that information and acknowledge that information. It's your North Star. If you don't have a North Star, get a North Star. Write it down. What is your vision? Where are you going? Goes on to say, think of this. This is a really good point. There's a couple sound bites that I'm going to give you today that if you don't take anything else away from this video, take these away. He says, sometimes we have to see what we don't want to know what we do want. Sometimes we have to see what we don't want to know what we do want. That's the glory, that's the benefit of trying and experimenting. And I talked about this a little sidebar here, but I talked about this morning in my group call. So winning is awesome, right? Winning is awesome. It's very fun. And this is a little bit off the subject here, but it has this idea. Winning, drove me to do really good things, right? But the fear, and you can say this is good or bad, the fear of getting beat up, the fear of standing in the middle of a cage and having another guy come at me swinging and kicking and punching, trying to take my head off, the fear of that drove me to levels of preparation that I never knew existed. So if you're having a hard time finding motivation, finding inspiration to be the person you want, to live the life you want, flip the script a little bit. What don't you want? Because sometimes seeing what you don't want will show you what you do want. So consider that as you're moving through your day, as you're dealing with a lack of motivation. Next, we're going to talk about this thing of the law of attraction. The law of attraction. You get what you think. You're drawn to what you think. You buy the new car, you see the new car. A few years ago, I would listen to this radio show all the time, and all they did was complain about other people and poke at people in the news, etc., etc. And I found that transitioning into my life, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Surround yourself with those people. That's all you're going to get. The law of attraction. Now this sounds kind of foo-foo, but it ain't. What we think about, we attract. What we think about expands and grows. What we put our energy and attention on starts to show up more in our life. And the energy we project through our thoughts is the energy we receive. The energy that we project is the energy that we receive. He goes on to say, I tell these people that when you complain, you get more things to complain about. When you complain, you get more things to complain about. Think about that. What are you looking for? What are you searching for? Are you searching for the right way? Are you searching for the wrong way? You're searching for someone who annoys you, or are you searching for someone who helps you? You're searching for ways to enable your vision, enable your goals and your dreams to come true, or you're looking for reasons for them not to come true. Whichever way you go, it's going to happen. So make a decision. In our last book, I talked about this, event plus response equals the outcome. That Urban Meyer said, event plus response equals the outcome. The events are going to happen. How you respond to it is going to dictate, sorry, I have to sneeze, is going to dictate the outcome. Now I'm going to read a little parable. This will be where I wrap it up this morning. I'm going to read a little parable. The title of this video is called The Two Dogs Inside of Us All. The Two Dogs Inside of Us All. Listen to this neat little story. A man goes to a village to visit a wise man, and he says to the wise man, I feel like there are two dogs inside me. One dog is this positive, loving, kind, and gentle dog, and then I have this angry, mean-spirited, and negative dog, and they fight all the time. I don't know which is going to win. The wise man thinks for a moment, and he says, I know which is going to win. The one you feed the most, so feed the positive dog. I know which is going to win. The one you feed the most, so feed the positive dog. Your life, your world is not conspiring to make you win. Such as that, it's the opposite, right? It's conspiring to not make you win. You have two dogs inside of you. The dog you want and the dog you don't want. The dog that brings you closer to your goals and the dog that brings you further away from your goals. So which dog is going to thrive? The one you feed the most. So feed the positive dog. I hope you enjoyed today's video. This is AMX74. Mañana is AMX75, already the 75th consecutive day of these videos. Like I had said, if you haven't already, hop into our Facebook group, A Fighter's Mindset, to carry on these conversations. I'll address all these comments here. When I hang up, get my daughter to school and get back in the driver's seat. So carpe diem, fight well. Thanks for tuning in. Tag someone who should see this video. Hasta mañana.